Welcome to IFAStories, where ancient wisdom meets modern storytelling. Step into the sacred world of Ifa, the Yoruba spiritual system, where every tale carries the power of divination, destiny, and deep cultural insight. Join us as we unravel the mysteries of the Òrìṣàs, the divine forces guiding our paths, Orunmila, the Iron Moles, and many more. Each story is a bridge between the past and the present, weaving timeless lessons that inspire, enlighten, and transform. Embrace the wisdom, honor the tradition, and journey with us into the heart of Ifa. Subscribe now and let the stories guide you. To explore full Yoruba stories, Ifa teachings, and ancestral wisdom, visit our website, www.ifastories.com. Step into the sacred path for more resources and information. Birth of Òtúrá Méyi's story. In heaven, there were two friends who agreed to go down to earth at the same time. Òrìṣà, who on earth would be called OTÚRÁ MÉJì, and Òrìṣà. They went to consult two Ifa priests named Digis, Kan Are, and Digbir Kasan Kark Run, for divination. Both were advised to offer a ram to their guardian angels. The ram was to honor the divinities. They were also advised to offer a goat to Esu, along with a machete and pap, ogiri. Òrìṣà, Òtúrá Méjì, made the offering, but Òrìṣà refused to do so. He insisted that once Olódùmarè authorized him to descend to the earthly world, it was a waste of money and effort to make sacrifices to lower-ranking divinities. Both departed to the terrestrial world. After growing up on earth, they became close friends. Their trade was gathering firewood to sell. One day, Òtúrá Méjì insisted that they should both seek divination to find a way to prosper in their business. His friend, now called Aláròyé on earth, argued that spending their earnings from wood sales on divination was pointless. Still, they went to consult an Ifa priest named Perimu Seke. Òtúrá Méjì gathered all his savings, 65 cowries, and convinced his friend to join him. They had one machete they used for cutting wood and a rooster that woke them every morning for their daily tasks. In the consultation, each was told to offer a machete and a rooster, along with the clothes they wore into the forest. Aláròyé jokingly said the Ifa priest wanted to deprive him of all he had, and declared that he would never make such a self-depriving sacrifice. When Òtúrá Méjì got home, he decided to return to the priest and make the offering. He gathered his only machete, his only prized rooster, and wore only his trousers. He also brought all the money he had and added the head cushion he used to carry wood from the forest to the market. The Ifa priest performed the offering by burning the head cushion and the clothes, and placing the machete at Esu's shrine. Through incantation, the priest told Esu that Òtúrá Méjì had offered all the tools used in a trade that opposed his destined calling. He prayed to Esu to realign his destiny. Then he slaughtered the rooster at Esu's shrine. After the sacrifice, Òtúrá Méjì returned home empty-handed, with no idea of what would come next. The next morning, Aláròyé came to fetch him for their usual journey to the forest. When they arrived, Òtúrá Méjì collected firewood with his bare hands, since he no longer had a machete. His friend used the machete he had refused to sacrifice. When it was time to tie the wood, Òtúrá Méjì asked to borrow the machete, but Aláròyé refused, saying if he hadn't sacrificed his own, he wouldn't need to borrow. Aláròyé finished his work and left. Alone and frustrated, Òtúrá Méjì used his teeth to cut a rope and tie his bundle. As he did, he saw a giant tortoise, tied it to his bundle, then found another rope and returned. On his way back, he saw a second tortoise and tied it too. The first he placed visibly on top of the firewood, the second he hid underneath. When he got home, night was falling and he was hungry. Meanwhile in heaven, the daughter of Olokun, the deity of the waters, was undergoing a difficult childbirth. She was told that a tortoise was needed for a sacrifice to ensure a safe delivery. Olokun sent messengers to the market of Oja Ajikbomakon to find a tortoise at any price. Celestial and earthly beings frequented this market. At the same time, the wife of Allah, the deity of prosperity, was gravely ill. Allah had also been told through divination to offer a tortoise and had sent his own messengers. All day, the heavenly messengers scoured the market, but no tortoises were found. When they returned to heaven empty-handed, They called on Olodumare for divine help. Olodumare dispatched the celestial police to the border between heaven and earth. They searched all places for tortoises, but Yesu had caused all living tortoises to bury themselves or become invisible. Just then, Òtúrá Méjì was returning from the forest with one tortoise clearly on top of his load. The celestial police spotted him and rushed to meet him. They offered to buy his tortoise. A bidding war began, and they offered 200 men, 200 women, 200 bags of money, 200 pieces of clothing, 200 strands of beads, 200 goats, 200 rams, 200 roosters, and more. Then Yesu, disguised as a hunter, advised the messengers to fetch all the goods to convince the seller. The representatives of Olokun returned first and received the first tortoise in exchange for the full price. Then Yesu asked Òtúrá Méjì if he had another tortoise. He said yes. It was hidden in the firewood. Yesu told him to hide the rewards in a nearby hut. When Allah's messengers arrived, they offered their price and quickly collected the second tortoise, thrilled they had beaten Olokun's agents. After they left, Òtúrá Méjì moved all his new belongings into the hut and had the servants build a house for their new master. But Yesu advised him to go sell his firewood and eat with that money. He sold it for 65 cowries, and Yesu told him to buy the food he normally ate. That was his last firewood sale. His life instantly transformed, from poverty to abundance. He became one of the richest men around, with a grand home, wives, servants, and merchants at his command. One day, his old friend who hadn't seen him in the forest for a long time decided to visit. He arrived with his head cushion and machete and saw prosperity everywhere. Solid buildings surrounded him. Confused, he thought Òtúrá Méjì had been evicted by someone wealthier. As he approached, the gatekeeper stopped him. He explained he was looking for his old work partner, Òtúrá Méjì. The guard was irritated by the mention of his master's name, but after insisting, they brought him before the Lord. He didn't recognize Òtúrá Méjì, insisting he was looking for his old friend, the firewood seller. Òtúrá Méjì asked if he would recognize him if he saw him. The man broke down crying, and Òtúrá Méjì revealed himself. He explained that the day he was abandoned in the forest, after being denied the machete, was the day he found his new fortune. Òtúrá Méjì remembered that his wealth came from the sacrifice he had made. He asked his friend if he was now ready to make his own offering. He said yes, though reluctantly, since he had no money. Òtúrá Méjì gave him money for the offering and gathered 5 men, 5 women, 5 goats, 5 bags of money, as a thanksgiving offering to the Ifa priest who had performed the original sacrifice. He also asked the priest to perform the delayed sacrifice on his friend's behalf. He gave Yesu 5 goats in gratitude for his support. After the sacrifice, Òtúrá Méjì brought his friend home and gave him a place to live with his own entourage. From then on, they lived and prospered together. They remained devoted to Perimuseke, the Ifa priest who had guided their destinies.